Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. We are grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has given us so much ni'mat that we are assembled in this blessed masjid of Ar-Rabitah. And I'd like to request all of you, before you leave the masjid, please donate generously to Masjid Ar-Rabitah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you and your family and your loved ones with the Jannah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ameen, ameen, ameen. Ya Rabbal Alameen. Right? Brothers in Islam, we have just underwent the Korban ritual. The Korban ritual, which was started during the time of Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. But please don't forget and don't become confused. You know that a person can make their Korban not only on the 10th of Zulhijjah, not only on the 10th of Zulhijjah, but the period of Korban will last until today, the 13th day of Zulhijjah, the last day of the days of Tashriq. Today, just now you heard our Imam, most handsome Imam in this area, Haji Abdul Hamid. He recited the Takbir Idul Adha, and the Takbir will be recited until before Maghrib, signifying that by Maghrib time, 13 of Zulhijjah ended, masuklah malam 14 Zulhijjah. So today is the last day of making Korban. So people start making Korban on the 10th, 11, 12, 13. The 10th Zulhijjah, if you are in Makkah Al-Mukarramah, all the kambing are the good ones. Kambing dia bagus-bagus, mahal-mahal, can cost maybe $300, minimum $250. But those who make Korban on the 13th of Zulhijjah, the kambing can cost $50. Those are all rejected punya kambing. All the good kambings will be kambings. All the good sheep will be taken by people who can afford. But those rejected ones, which are very cheap, maybe $50, even I heard many years ago, can get as cheap as $20, you know, $20. They will be slaughtered towards the last day of the day of Tashriq. Somebody in the Haji business told me, Ustaz, I tell you but don't tell people. Tapi I must tell you lah, because ini cheating lah, ini cheating. You know, when you collect $250 from Jama'ah who wants to slaughter, $50 is the price. $200 go to your pocket. I said, what? $200 goes to your pocket? I thought all go. Tak, Ustaz. Slaughter on the last day of Tashriq, 13 Zulhijjah, the sheep is so cheap. People want to let go all the old stocks. That's why they are selling as cheap as $20 to maximum of $50. Then in my heart said, patutlah you all perut kembung-kembung. Banyak makan apa? Banyak makan untung kan? But to say haram or halal, I leave it to them. But I believe everyone who gives you money to make it korban, they want it to be done on the 10th of Zulhijjah. That's the day that is most afdal. But when you delay 2 days or 3 days, that's not what I wanted. If the giver of money knew you are going to slaughter their kambing the last day of the 13th of Zulhijjah, they would not want to give you the money. They all wanted their korban to be done on the 10th of Zulhijjah. Because that's the sunnah of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The haji which was done by Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he brought 100 sheep, and he personally slaughtered 63. I do not know whether that's coincidentally his age at that particular time. But takkan if I'm 59 years old, I nak sembelih 59 kambing. Mana nak cari duit kan? But Nabi bought 100, he slaughtered 63. And the rest was slaughtered by Ali bin Abi Talib. But you can understand, people during those time in Madinah Al-Munawwara, they were either shepherds or they were farmers. Shepherds and farmers. So definitely if you are farmers or shepherd, you got a lot of goods to bring along with you, lots of gandum, korma, etc., etc. And if you are shepherds, you got a lot of kambing to be slaughtered. But he himself, Nabi Muhammad, slaughtered 63 kambing, 63 sheep, all in all. What I want to share with you is that some people said, when Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam slaughtered the animal, you know, from all the way from Hebron, he came to Makkah and met his son, Nabi Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam. At that time, he must be a mumayyiz. What is mumayyiz? Maybe 8 years, 9 years old. Someone who can take care of themselves. Anak yang boleh mengurus diri dia sendiri. And Nabi Ibrahim told Nabi Ismail that I saw in my dream that I slaughter you. And the son said, oh father, do as what you have been commanded. Masya Allah. And you'll find me amongst the patient, orang yang sabar. Nabi Ibrahim was happy and brought his son all the way from Makkah to Mina, where they will have to walk naik unta, wallahu a'lam bisawab, until finally they reach a mountain. If you go to Makkah and Madinah, your bus will be on the bridge. Your bus will be on the bridge, and after that, the tour guide was the driver. Usually the driver said, look there on your left side, there on the part of the mountain, you can see satu bentuk like kubah. They make like a dome. He said that was the spot where Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam slaughtered his son Nabi Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam, which was later on converted, or not converted, replaced, digantikan, replaced with a kibash. Replaced with a kibash. Our people should be contented with that story. We should be contented with that story, full stop, habis. Then we come to the Shariat of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi Muhammad continued the tradition of Nabi Ibrahim alaihi salatu wassalam. But our people were never satisfied. Diorang tak puas hati. What did they do? They said that, you know that kibash or not? They bring satu story. That kibash was not an ordinary kibash. That kibash was the kibash of the youngest son of Nabi Adam, whose name was Habil. The younger brother was Habil, the elder brother was Qabil. No doubt you cannot find the name in Al-Quran or Hadith Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This Habil and Qabil, the info we got from the Bani Israel. You can find in the Al-Quran Karim. Allah only said in the Al-Quran Karim about the two sons of Nabi Adam alayhi salatu wassalam. Allah said, "Watlu alayhim naba abnai Adam." Tell them, Ya Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, about the two sons of Nabi Adam alayhi salatu wassalam. And Allah did not mention their name was, the elder one was Qabil, the younger one was Habil. But these two names were used in tafsir because we say that the name have got nothing to do with akidah. Dia tak ada kena-mengena dengan akidah. So that can be used to distinguish the elder brother from the younger brother. Likewise in hadith Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Nabi have never addressed the elder brother as Qabil, the younger brother as Habil. Not yet. But in the penjual jam ada Abel and Cain. Abel and Cain. Itu jam mahal sangat. Abel means Habil, Cain means Qabil. Itu jenama jam yang mahal lah. Haji Munawar ada kan? beli tahu semalam. Alhamdulillah. The price easily $10,000-15,000. Kita tak mampu, Seiko cukup lah. Paling murah pun Casio. But again, they said that when the two were arguing about whom they can marry, yeah, Nabi Adam of course say that, Habil, you marry your elder brother's twin, and Qabil, you marry your younger brother's twin. They cannot marry their own twin. They have to marry dia apa, yang kelahiran yang seterusnya punya kembar. But the Qabil, the brother, did not accept, and Allah asked them to make korban. And the elder brother was a farmer. He presented spoiled crops, cekik darah. Ya. Want to give Allah benda yang dah rosak, tanaman dah rosak. But the younger brother, whom they call jom panggil Habil, give the best ram, kambing yang terbaik. Then after that they said a fire came and strike the ram as a gesture of acceptance from Allah. That's why the Zoroaster religion, agama Majusi kan, they believe that God was in the form of fire. God was in the form of fire. Majusi kita bilang, jom percaya God is in the form of fire because fire came and strike the sacrifice of the younger brother. So Tuhan tu adalah api tau. You see, but actually it is not. It is not. Allah is Allah, laisa kamithlihi syai'. When Allah send down lightning to kill iblis or jin, you cannot say Allah is lightning. Tak, itu adalah kuasa Allah. Allah use that as an instrument to kill jin, etc., etc. But Allah is not in the form of lightning. Nanti jadi pula Allah ni Thor, yang apa, yang ada hammer tu kan. Now the god of thunder. Itu salah. Itu adalah in the Greek mythology. Alright, brothers and sisters in Islam, they say that the ram was the ram of Habil, which Allah accepted. Allah struck with fire, it went up to the sky, and it was kept in heaven, and it was grazing the grasses of paradise for 40 years until finally Allah gave it to Nabi Ibrahim alaihi salatu wassalam. Brothers in Islam, you know not, the period between Habil and Qabil and Nabi what? Nabi Ibrahim alaihi salatu wassalam. Berapa ribu tahun tu? Kan? After Habil and Qabil came what? Nabi Shith. Then came Nabi Noah. Then came many other Nabis. Then finally came Nabi Ibrahim and all. So many years has passed, thousands of years. But how can that ram only feeding in paradise for 40 years? But if you know the animal that you are supposed to slaughter, if it is a camel, it's maximum 5 years. Camel, 5 tahun. If it's a cow, 3 years. If it's a sheep, 1 to 2 years. Itulah usia binatang korban. Ni 40 years. And can you imagine that animal did not die, live in paradise lamanya. Kan? So things like that, you have to think whether they are logical or not, or whether the rujukan is sahih or not. Certainly it can be mentioned by Imam Qurtubi and many other Imam Tafsir, but look at their conclusion. They would say that these were the things that we got, but it has got no references. Dia tiada la asla lahu. So when you see that this no la asla lahu means it's not a hadith lah. It is not a hadith. Maybe it was taken from Israeliyat. Even when I was teaching at Masjid Darul Aman, I was teaching about the Kisasul Anbiya. It was mentioned in the book of Ibn Kathir that Qabil did not know what to do with the brother's body, so dia gendong dia brother who died already and go around the world not knowing what to do. 1 tahun tak busuk ke jenazah tu. But the real story was that as soon as he killed his brother, he didn't know what to do. Allah sent 2 crows, 2 burung gagak, and they were fighting. And one of the crow died. and the other crow dig soil with its beak and buried the other one. And then Qabil knew how to bury his brother. Bukan tawaf satu dunia, rosaklah jenazah tu, on his shoulder sama. Kuatnya, Masya Allah. So therefore, stories like that, you have to authenticate whether they have got any references or not, brother Islam. So therefore, another understanding of our people was that whatever you slaughter, that becomes your riding animal. If you sembelih unta, jadi binatang tunggangan in paradise. You slaughter a cow, it will become your riding animal in paradise. But you slaughter kambing, Haji Hamid, naik kambing patah pinggang dia. Right, brothers? And that brought to another story where people said there are few animals. There are few animals that will enter paradise. Betul ke some animals will enter paradise? Then you have to be very, very careful with that. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, Inna allaha yahshurul khalqa kullahum kullu dabbatin wa ta'irin wa insan wa yaqulu lil bahaimi wa tayri kunu turaba. Allah will resurrect all makhluk, insan, animal, etc. Then Allah will say to the bahaim, birds, kunu turaba. Kunu turaba. That was be mentioned by the kafirun, wa yaqul kafiru ya laitani kuntu turaba. How I wish I was turned into clay. Meaning to say, when resurrection, animals will be resurrected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, plus insan. After that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will judge the animals first. There's one kambing without a horn. And then there's another kambing with a horn. The sheep with horn ram the sheep that has got no horn. This sheep can take revenge. Boleh ambil balas dendam. Allah will give them justice. Yes, Allah will give them justice. Meaning to say, if there are two ants, one ant killed another ant for no reason. When Allah resurrected the ant which was killed with no reason can kill that other ant as a qisas. After that, Allah will inform all of them, Kunu turaba, be all of you clay, jadi tanah balik, and that's the end of their life. Meaning to say that they will be resurrected, Allah give judgment over them, after that they will become clay. That was what made the kafirun to say, because they saw the animal dah selamat, they were safe already, no more life story, they became soil. We have to go through the hisab by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they were afraid. That's why they said in Surah An-Naba, verse 42, verse 40, Inna andarnakum adhaban qariba. We've given you the news of the approaching adhab. Yawma yandurul mar'u ma qaddamat yada. A man will see what he had done during his lifetime. Wa yakulul kafiru ya laitani kuntu turaba. And the non-believer will say, Oh Allah, how I wish I was just a clay. Balik pada tanah, while I will not go through the mizan, I'll not go through the receiving of the book of amal, I don't have to cross the bridge, etc., etc. That lambangkan ketakutan, kegerunan, their atmosphere, That's why I said, how we wish we were once again clay. Masya Allah. Right, brothers in Islam? So, the one who will enter paradise will be ins and jinns who are believers in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yang percaya kepada Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But again, in the Quran, Allah mentioned, for people who stay in paradise, dapat makan daging burung, daging kambing, daging lembu kan. Whatever that they wish for, they get to eat, you know. Whatever they wish for, they get to eat. But ulama says those were animals which Allah created in paradise. Not animals that were created in the dunya go to paradise, tidak. But what you will eat of the heart of the fish, daging lembu, and burung, and so on and so forth. Those were the animals Allah created in paradise for the occupants of paradise. But the animal of the dunya, they were created to serve mankind. And after that, they will turn to clay. They will not go to paradise. They will not go to hellfire. Then otherwise you would say, the cobra which killed Cleopatra masuk neraka ke masuk syurga? Pasal Cleopatra put her hands in a box containing what? The spitting cobra. Kena gigit matilah kan. Oh, the animals, their tabiat like that. You provoke them, they bite you lah. And that's not a mistake because diorang tak ada akal. That's not a mistake because diorang tak ada akal. You come to attack like that. So tak adalah ular kobra yang bunuh Cleopatra masuk neraka kan. Because they got no akal. They saw your hand coming, is danger, pop, they bite. Jangan salahkan apa? Ibu mengandung. So animals that were in the dunya, they will not enter paradise. But Allah will resurrect them and then Allah will give them justice. After that, they will be turned into clay. But the food that we'll get, fishes lah, kambing lah, daging burung, birds flesh, those will be created by Allah in paradise for the occupants of paradise. Not yang berasal pada dunia. Even when you said rumman what they call? In Urdu kan anar, buah delima lah, pomegranate kan. But that's the dunia, namanya sama, the name is the same, but the look is not the same. Rumman syurga, rumman neraka tak sama. Mala ainun ra'at wala udhunun sami'at wala khatara ala qalbi bashar. What the eyes have never seen, what the ears have never heard, and what never come across the human mind. Right, brother Islam? Inshallah, next week I'll be discussing with you of the animals that people believe will enter paradise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, bersambung from kisah korban Nabi Ibrahim alaihi salatu wassalam. Because I need to rush to Masjid Al-Khair. I needed to start my class there by 2:30. Thank you so much. May Allah bless you. And we close with tasbih kafarah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Sekian billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And thanks for the good voice of Haji Abdul Hamid. Sedap suaranya. Macam bulu perindu.